Subscribe to the channel, like, share, and comment to let us know how you felt about this story, and tell us in the comments if you want to hear more like it. My name is Daniel, and for years I thought I understood love, until I lost in the most ordinary yet devastating way. I met Emma in a small coffee shop in Berlin on a rainy afternoon. She was reading a battered old copy of Pride and Prejudice, her glasses slightly fogged from the mist outside, and I swear, at that moment, the world tilted in her direction. We talked for hours that first day about books, music, the way rain makes a city feel alive, and when I walked her home, I knew I wanted to see her again. Those early months were a dream. Every weekend we'd explore hidden corners of the city, laugh until we couldn't breathe, and fall asleep tangled together on her tiny couch. Eventually, we got married in a small ceremony under the spring blossoms, promising each other forever. For a while, it felt like we had it. Our first apartment smelled of fresh coffee and paint. Our walls filled with our shared life. Postcards from trips, Polaroids of us laughing in bad lighting, little notes we'd leave for each other on the fridge. I used to wake up to the sound of Emma humming in the kitchen, the smell of her favorite cinnamon tea filling the air, and I thought, this is it. This is happiness. But life, as it always does, began to shift. My job grew more demanding. Late nights at the office became normal, and I started bringing my stress home. Emma, who used to wait up for me, stopped after too many evenings of reheating dinners gone cold. We still talked, but less about dreams and more about bills, schedules, and what groceries we needed. I told myself we were just going through a phase, that love was still there, waiting under the surface. But I stopped noticing the small things, the way she paused to watch the sunset from our balcony, the way she always remembered my coffee exactly how I liked it, even when I forgot hers. She stopped laughing at my stupid jokes. I stopped asking about her day. The gap between us grew so slowly I barely realized it was there until it felt like a canyon. One night, after a long day at work, I came home to find Emma sitting at the kitchen table with a cup of tea, her hands wrapped around it like she was holding on to something fragile. She looked at me, eyes tired but calm, and said, "Daniel, I don't think we're us anymore." My first instinct was to argue, to tell her we just needed time, but deep down, I knew she was right. We hadn't been us for a long time. We separated quietly, without screaming matches or dramatic ultimatums. She moved out, taking only her books, her clothes, and the potted plant she'd been nurturing since before we met. For weeks, I walked through our apartment like a ghost, noticing the empty spaces where her things used to be. The fridge was bare of her sticky notes, the balcony silent without her laughter. I buried myself in work, thinking it would numb the ache, but the silence always caught up to me. I'd catch myself reaching for my phone to text her about something funny, only to remember we didn't talk anymore. I thought maybe time would heal it, but instead, it just sharpened the edges of my regret. I began to remember every moment I had taken for granted. The way she'd slip her hand into mine during movies, the gentle way she'd wake me up on Sunday mornings, the look in her eyes when she said she loved me. I realized I hadn't lost her in one big moment. I'd lost her in hundreds of small ones, every time I chose to be somewhere else instead of with her. 2 years passed before I saw her again. It was in that same coffee shop where we first met. Only now, she was sitting across from someone else, smiling in that soft, genuine way she used to smile at me. She looked happy, radiantly, beautifully happy, and I was glad for her, even as my chest ached. I didn't go over. I didn't interrupt. I just watched for a moment, letting the memory of us settle into something gentler. I left without her noticing, stepping back into the rain, thinking about how love is not always taken from us. Sometimes we simply let it slip away. If I could go back, I'd tell her every day how much she meant to me. I'd listen more, hold her longer, laugh with her even on the hard days. But life doesn't give us rewinds, only the choice to learn from what we've lost. And so I carry Emma with me, not in the hope of finding her again, but in the hope of never making the same mistake twice. That's the thing about love. It's both fragile and stubborn, and if you don't tend to it, it doesn't explode. It simply fades, quietly, until one day you realize the most beautiful chapter of your life is closed, and you didn't even say goodbye.